So it's all grey and moody today. I don't expect any sunlight, but there are some old gnarly trees here on the riverside that I photographed before about 2 years ago. And yeah, I didn't have much time then. I think I had 1 hour before we had to leave. And I just thought, oh, it's so foggy, I'll have to do something. So I have a little bit more time now. Hopefully this fog is going to stay around, because if there's no fog, then it's not going to be interesting. I definitely took the wrong shoes. You know, I got my sneakers on, but definitely no sneaker area here. So I found 2 shots over here. The first shot that I took is a little bit higher up. You can see this beautiful root system over here with this fallen tree. Last time I was here, I think about 2 months ago, when I did a little hike over here without camera, this tree was still standing straight up. So this is quite recent, but it's fallen in the water, creating, yeah, it just looks really nice on that side, especially when you go and take a long exposure. So the first shot I'm taking a, sorry, nice bird flying over here, but I'm taking a long exposure. But the only thing I didn't like about the first shot, and let me try to show you if I copy the composition a little bit. I think it was something like this. So I used these roots in the bottom here, then this leading into the water, but I didn't like that tree up there. I'm not quite sure if I like that or not. So I did take that shot with a 13-second exposure, and then I found another composition here which I also really like. So let me show you on the back of the camera. Hopefully you can see it. So I got all these roots down here. You see this one is in the frame, that one is in the frame, and then you have this section leading your eye towards the end there. But you don't have those trees up top there because it's blocked by the trunk that's laying there. So, and I have to be a bit careful with the boats, because every time a boat comes by there are some huge waves, and then this tree trunk gets shaking due to the waves, and then the end part isn't in focus. So I really have to wait until the boats have passed, because I don't want them in my frame and I don't want the waves to be in my frame. So 2 things that I have to keep in mind before I'm pushing the shutter. But hopefully this is gonna work, and these are those 2 shots. Let me know what you think of them. It's quite a lot of fun actually to see how a shot can change from one to another. You know, in the last shot I wanted to wait until there were no waves and no boats. Right now I'm taking a shot and I'm thinking I need a bigger wave. So I want more water to hit the beach here, so the water comes a little bit closer to the trunks that I'm photographing here. And I'm shooting this at a very wide angle. I think I'm at, yeah, maybe 9 or 10 millimeters here. And it is another long exposure. And I think it looks rather nice. I'm just waiting for a wave. You know, a boat just came by, a pretty big one. So I'm expecting some bigger waves to hit in a minute. I can see them coming right now. So I'm going to push the shutter. Hopefully this will work. I think this is the most sketchy position that I ever placed my camera. Just look at this. It's all slippery. But I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it. So this is my composition. And I hope you can see it, but I'm using a very wide angle. So this part of the tree here, in this side, is in the frame. And it's leading towards this root over here, going back into the water. And then you have these two small roots also laying on the beach there. And with that long exposure, I think it looks really nice. So this is the shot. I hope you like it. I'll be honest with you, it's been a long time since I had so much fun on 10 square meters, you know. I'm only walking around this tree. I already took 4 shots that are pretty nice, and then all of a sudden I walked off from the last shot and I wanted to leave, and then my eye looked through this gap in this root here, this big root, and through that gap I can see exactly that part of the tree that's laying in the water there. And it just looks really nice because all those lines are leading to the end. So let me try to show you what I composed here at this moment. Lower the exposure a little bit so you can see it. My shot is a little bit different because this is a 16:9, which actually looks quite okay if you ask me. But of course, the battery runs empty. You know, that's it with going out spontaneously. I just didn't charge anything, so quickly gonna swap a battery. If I'm not mistaken, then these should be charged and we can continue. So, where were we? Yes, this shot. So, you can see that these roots here, they are leading your eye into the background there. You see, it's from over here going towards there, and I'm gonna take this as a long exposure so that water is gonna look really smooth, and it just looks really nice. So yeah, I'm gonna take the shot and hopefully this is going to work. I'm not quite sure if I need to focus stack it. You know, this is really close, so just to be sure I might take a couple of different focus points to make sure that everything is going to be in focus for this shot. So I'm so happy to be back out here again. You know, it's been a couple of weeks since I've been out. My wife has been pretty sick over the past 2.5 weeks. Yeah, some kind of lung infection. And the plan actually was for me to do a trip, you know, to go abroad to someplace different within a few hours from the Netherlands to get some new areas, you know, a bit of a new inspiration. But unfortunately I had to cancel that, or at least postpone that for a different time. But yeah, so I've been running around the house, taking care of the kids and doing the household and all that stuff, and it's quite difficult on your own, you know. If you're a single parent, you know, respect, absolutely respect if you're watching this and you're doing that all the time on your own. And yeah, you know, I'm always at home. I always take care of the kids, and I do a lot of stuff. But when you have to do everything by yourself, you know, take them out of the bed, take them into the beds, it's quite difficult, I can tell you that. So I'm happy that I found some time now, just my local patch, you know, and then I'm having so much fun with that tree over there. Yo, I absolutely love it. So hopefully we can find some more shots here, and that would be, yeah, that would be really nice. So I'm already very happy today, happy to be out here, and hopefully my wife will recover pretty fast, and I can do a little bit more photography. It's going better every day, but she's not there yet. So hopefully next week I will be able to get back out here for some more photography. Now, the last time I was in this area, I actually didn't feel like the images were really good. I'll put a link up to the video if you've never seen that before. But now I know what was missing. I needed the water in the river to be much higher to flood this beach. You know, last time there were all tracks from the wild horses that are walking around here, and it was very busy in the foreground in these root systems. But now I can do some long exposures and get all this water to smoothen out, and it creates some really different images than I expected to take here. So yeah, I'm actually kind of happy, and I found this new composition here. Just have a look. You see, you have this bunch of trees over here with all these beautiful roots coming out. Eventually the river will get all that sand away from these trees, and they will all collapse and fall over. But if you look between those two trees, you see another bunch of trees over there. And then I'm just gonna take a very large piece here with open negative space, which will probably look like something like this. So we got one half with trees and the other half is only water. And once again, I have to be a bit careful for the boats. You know, I don't want the boats to be in the frame, but I actually do want a little bit more waves. So it's much easier to smoothen out the water then with a long exposure. And what I'm trying to do now is I'm trying to take a high-res image. So the camera takes 8 shots that it's gonna combine, and that's why I'm putting up the aperture a little bit higher, the ISO as low as possible, and hopefully that will work. I'm now at about half a second of a shot, so with 8 shots you will get like a 4-second exposure, and that will be hopefully enough to smoothen out this water perfectly. So yeah, let's just have a look, have a try, and see if this works out the way I have it in my mind. So, and once again, this trip is done with the Fl36 photography gloves. You know, I absolutely love this thing. Yeah, they're warm and comfortable, and I can get my fingers through it. I just absolutely love it, you know, and a piece of photography equipment that I wouldn't want to miss for anything in conditions like this when it's about -1 or 0 degrees here in the Netherlands. This is the Marco version, but they have for colder editions and even for a summer morning. You know, there are all kinds of photography gloves in their webshop, so have a look there. If you use the link underneath this video, you will even support this channel a little bit. And if you put in the discount code Guido, then you will get free shipping until the end of March 2025. So keep that in mind, Guido, for free shipping in Europe. The European webshop, unfortunately, it isn't worldwide. But if you're in Europe, then you get free shipping with the offer code Guido. So if you want some, make sure to check them out. Amazing stuff. So I thought I already had the most sketchy position of the day already, but I was so wrong. I was so wrong. Just look at this. Oh. I'm actually standing above the water here. So let's hope this tree will not fall over today, because then it will flip me into the water. But what I noticed, I was just standing on that little beach over there shooting those trees. But then I looked behind me and I noticed this beautiful tree here. Look at this root system. That looked absolutely great. So I thought I have to use these roots here as some sort of foreground. And like I've positioned the camera now, you got these roots leading towards those trees here. And then there's these other trees in the back there. And it just looks really, really nice. I'm actually quite happy with this shot. I'm hoping that my feet aren't gonna get wet. A big boat just passed, so there's some big waves coming by. But I'm quickly gonna take another shot here with a little bit more movement in that water. And I will hopefully get the water a little bit higher up on those tree trunks, creating a more interesting shot. So let's just wait and see what will happen. Camera takes the shots. Nah, this is it. So one tip that I want to share with you. If you walk along a beach-like area like this, or even a real beach next to the sea or the ocean, always be careful where you are putting your feet. You know, it would be a shame that you have a beautiful composition and then ruin it with your own footsteps. And the last time I was here, it was just really, really busy with all the footsteps of the horses in the shot. And it would be a shame if I would ruin that tranquil sand-like smooth sand here with my own feet. So I just walk through the grasses on the left side until I see something of interest at the water, and then I'm going to approach it and see, okay, how am I going to photograph this and make sure that I'm not stepping into my own frame there. So yeah, keep that in mind when you're in an area like this. So I found a really nice composition over here, and if you look at this scene, we try to get the composition here. So this is the composition, and you can see this arch over here. It looks really nice of these roots, and then in the back there's this tree right between them. I have to be careful here because my shoes are getting completely soaked on the water here. Just have a look. Damn. But I think it's really nice. The only problem here that I'm facing is that there is a lot of dynamic range in this image. And I can solve it by taking a high-res shot, but I even need to bracket the high-res shots to get this into one shot. You know, you have a dark right side over here with those roots, and then the left side is going to be very, very bright with all this fog. So I'm leaving a lot of negative space there. That's what I would like to. So I'm gonna bracket my high-res shots, and if it works, then this is it. So this is the end of today's video. As you can see behind me, the fog is starting to lift. And right now you can see the other side of the river, which loses this minimalistic feel to the images that I was taking, and it is turning into a little bit of rain. You know, just a minute ago there was some water falling, and then a couple of little rain shower past us. But yeah, I think I've got enough shots for a nice video, and I think I've got enough shots to, yeah, some nice shots also. So something that I don't have in my portfolio that much. So 5 minutes from my house, found some nice images. So yeah, it's always nice to go somewhere that you don't come that often, you know, challenge yourself, do something different, and find a place that is absolutely worth visiting. So yeah, I hope you like this video. It's something totally different than normally, but yeah, right now with everything going on, with my wife being sick at home, I'm just scratching all the pieces together to keep this channel floating with a weekly upload, or 2 times a week actually. So yeah, happy that still is working at this stage. So thanks for watching, thanks for all your support, I massively appreciate it. And if you like the video, don't forget, please push that thumbs up button and leave a comment. It always helps, and I always like to engage with anyone watching this video or commenting underneath it. So there's also a subscribe button. If you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button and the little notification bell. You will get a free message when I release my next video. And then I hope to see you on the next adventure, and I have no idea where that is going to be. So yeah, hope to see you then. Bye bye. So I just returned from that last shot, and I just decided to pick up some groceries here in the store. And a while ago I got a tip about an owl sitting in this tree, and while walking my kids to school I spotted 6 one time in one tree. But the day after they were gone, so they weren't there. And now I just parked my car here, and there's one sitting there next to the tree trunk. So it's a little bit awkward here. I'm in the middle of the city center here. So I just attached big white here, and I'm gonna try to see if I can catch an image of this owl. So this will be the last shot of this video. If this is going to work, then this is the shot of this long-eared owl sitting in here. You know, it's a little backdrop of a building, so I'm not quite sure if this is going to be a nice image, but at least I'm gonna try, and this is the shot.